This is second lecture of physics. In this lecture, we are going to deal with following three topics. First, charging by induction. Second, gold leaf electroscope. And third, Coulomb's inverse square law. So, first topic, charging by induction. So, electrostatic induction is also named as electricity influence. When a charged conductor is brought near to an uncharged conductor, then positive charges are produced at the near end and similar charges are on the far end of charged conductor. This phenomenon is known as electrostatic induction. As we can see in the diagram, in the first figure, a charged conductor is brought near an uncharged conductor. Hence, due to electrostatic induction, negative charge is induced at near end and positive charge is induced at the farther end. In the second figure, that is figure number B, when this conductor is earth or grounded, then the positive charge goes to the earth. This positive charge goes to the earth while the negative charge remains there. If charged conductor is removed from the surrounding of conductor, this charged conductor, then negative charge will spread over surface of this neutral body. Means at first this charged body comes near to this neutral body, then due to the induction process the negative charges comes near to this positive charge and the positive charge far away from this main charged body. Then after that, if the body is grounded, then all positive charge will go to the earth and only negative charge will remain. If we remove this body and the earthing from the surrounding of this metallic sphere, then only negative charge will remain in this sphere. This is the process of charging by induction. Now see the explanation of this particular process. The phenomenon of electrostatic induction can be explained on the basis of electron theory. When positively charged conductor is brought near the end of the neutral conductor, then the free electrons of the neutral body are attracted by the positive charge of electrified body. As a result, the free electron get assembled and this end comes at negative charge at the further end of the conductor. The deficiency of electron produce the positive charge at this end. If you go through with this explanation, you can understand how the process takes place. Now see the next topic, gold leaf electroscope. It is a device which is used to detect the electric charge present on a body. Means if any body is electrified, so how we can detect that particular body is electrified? For that we need a simple detecting device, that is gold leaf electroscope. The main parts used in this gold leaf electroscope are brass disc, insulator plug, brass rod, glass bottle, metal foil, gold leaves, and this particular body should be grounded. See the process. A very simple electroscope which is commonly used in gold leaf electroscope. It consists of a vertical metal rod housed in a box with two thin gold leaves attached to its bottom end. When a charged object touches the metallic disc at the top of the rod, charges flow onto the leaves and they diverge. The degree of divergence tells about the charge present on the object. If the divergence is not takes place, that means that particular body is not electrified. Now see the next topic, Coulomb's inverse square law. According to this law, the magnitude of electrostatic force between 2 point charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. If we see this diagram, two charges Q1 and Q2 are placed at r distance apart from each other. Now, the electrostatic force of attraction or repulsion acting between these two charges are directly proportional to the product of the charges, means this Fe is directly proportional to Q1, Q2. For this diagram, consideration is mentioned here, and this electrostatic force is also directly proportional to square of inversely proportional to square of distance between them. Now, by combining these two, we'll get electrostatic force is directly proportional Q1 Q2 divided by R square. If we remove this proportional sign, this constant K is introduced. That constant K is known as electric constant. If we see the SI unit of this constant, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. The value of K by the experiment will get 8.988 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. By approximation, we'll get this value of K is equal to 9.0 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. See, a numerical based on Coulomb's inverse square law. If two charges 1 coulomb and minus 3 coulomb are kept at a distance of 3 meter, find the force of attraction between them. 1 coulomb charge and minus 3 coulomb charge are placed at 3 meter apart from each other. Now, as we know, positive and negative will attract each other. So we need to find the electrostatic attraction force. The formula for electrostatic attraction force Fe is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Q1 Q2 by R square. 9 into 10 power 9, Q1 is 1 coulomb, Q2 is 3 coulomb magnitude wise. If we take negative sign, the magnitude will be negative. That shows that negative sign will show the nature of electrostatic force is attractive. Now the value of R is 3, it's 3 square. Now 9 into 10 power 9 into 3, 3 square is 9, 9 and 9 cancel out. So we'll get 3 into 10 power 9 Newton. That's the answer. See, vector form of Coulomb's law. As we know, the physical quantity are of two types, namely scalar and vector. So those quantities with magnitude and direction, that quantities are known as vectors. Force is a vector quantity as it is both magnitude and direction. So the Coulomb's law also can be written in the form of vectors. As here we have to take the force F as a F vector and the distance R as a R vector. If F21 is the force exerted on charge Q2 by charge Q1, force exerted by charge Q2 by charge Q1, that is represented by F21. So this will be F21 equal to K Q1 Q2 by R12 square R12 cap. This is the unit vector, represents the direction of force. R12 is the unit vector which is from Q